742 days. That's how long it's been since the Vanier Cup was last awarded. And for just over 2 years, Canadian University football's biggest prize has gone unclaimed. That all ends today. Here with the Western Gazette, I'm Jacob Russell, and joining me is current Gazette managing editor as well as former Mustangs linebacker and fullback, Alex McComb. Alex, I know that this is one of the biggest games of any of these players' lives, and I hazard to guess it was yours when you played in 2017, and that's how you got that big ring right there. What is it like to play in a game of this magnitude for these players?
Well, Jacob, all year long you're told it's just a game, but in a national championship, that is no longer gospel. This is the game, and everything has to be next level. The preparation, the film meetings, the practice, the execution, and you have no idea how much an early momentum swing will do for you in this kind of game. In the 2017 Vanier, Chris Merchant, the former Mustangs quarterback when I was there, connected with Cole Majoros for a first series touchdown. Now, if we didn't have that initial score, I don't know if we would win that game because Laval is a very hard team to beat from behind. I know emotions are going to be flying around today, and it's going to be a real fun one. And
Alex, let's touch on the Mustangs' opponent in this one, the University of Saskatchewan Huskies. A win 2 weeks ago secured them the Vanier Cup against Manitoba, and then last week that a famous win against Montreal, capped off with a last-second touchdown from running back Adam Mackert that'll go down forever in Huskies lore. What do the Mustangs need to watch out for against Saskatchewan tonight?
Well, Jacob, you got to respect that passing game. Quarterback Mason Nias has scored the second most amount of touchdowns in the country and the third in passing yards. It's going to be a tough day for that Mustangs defense. And even though Mackart kind of stole the show at the end of that last game, I don't see him being an overly major threat to the Mustangs defense. I know I was talking to Mustangs linebacker coach Adam Grandy the other day. He was telling me that zone run is one of the best he's ever seen. But I'm going to chalk that up to the offensive line because they have 5 conference all-stars on that team, one more than Western. I just don't think the running back situation is going to be the greatest because Mackart doesn't even have the amount of touchdowns or rushing yards that Queens running back Rashid Tucker has, and the Queens Gales could barely make it over midfield all game in the Yates Cup. It's going to be that Saskatchewan passing game, and I know that D-line has to get in Nias's face every time he gets the ball.
And on the other side, Greg Marshall, he's been here before, but more importantly, he's won here before. He's got 3 Vanier Cup rings sitting at home, and no doubt he's going to have something to dial up for the Huskies to try and get them off their game. What do the Mustangs need to do in order to really stop the Huskies?
3 words: run the ball. Saskatchewan has allowed 113 yards per game on the ground against teams that don't hold a candle to Western's running game. Now, Keon Edwards is the best running back in the country. I don't know how he didn't make first team All-Canadian, but we have a really good running back room at Western, and I don't really know who's going to be the most talented rusher next year. Now, that being said, don't get me wrong, Western can get it done through the air, but if it comes down to the wire, it's going to be that 3-headed monster that brings that offense to the promised land.
And Deontay Knight, you have to imagine he's going to be that first line of defense against the Saskatchewan offense for the Mustangs. He has been a man possessed all year long. The All-Canadian defensive end. I mean, against St. FX last week, he didn't look like he could be stopped. He was pushing linemen out of the way on every play. He's going to be a handful for that Saskatchewan O-line today.
Jacob, there are defensive ends, and then there's Deontay Knight. I will take a swordfish out of the St. Lawrence before I ever have to block that bad man ever again. I don't care if it's a practice, a game, or a Secret Santa gift exchange. That guy's going for blood every single time. In his first year training camp in 2018, he earned the name Deontay Taker, similar to The Undertaker, because he ragdolled basically one of our teammates in a special teams drill. There's a reason why he led the nation in sacks, and he won the Lineman of the Year. If anyone's going to send Saskatchewan back to the cornfields, it's going to be Deontay.
And who do the Mustangs have to watch out for on Saskatchewan?
Well, Jacob, like I said, it's going to be the quarterback, Mason Nias. That 16-2 touchdown interception ratio is going to keep that Mustangs offense off the field for as long as possible. And with that star-studded offensive line, the Western is going to have some real competition for the first time in several weeks, especially after that Yates Cup where we saw basically the Mustangs play Betty White and the Golden Girls rather than the Golden Gales. It's going to be a fun one, and I expect the fireworks to start early.
And all that's left to do is light the fuse and get this party started. Western, Saskatchewan, for the U Sports National Championship from beautiful and freezing Quebec City.